got a video and it's about Nico Robin versus her mom, Olvia. Olvia. They'll be fighting in O'Hara. Let's just say that the island's back, they got recouped, right? And they're fighting there, all right? Not because they want to, right? It's sad with them, right? Nico Olvia didn't get a chance to be Nico Robin's mother, but she tried to protect Robin, and she did, Now, it was sad what she had to do. She had to be like, that's not my daughter. You're not my daughter. You know, Robin knew. She knew. When females have that kind of like, emotional intelligence. So she knew about that. All that shit was coming to a head though. Like they had the buster call coming in and all that shit, right? Sad situation. But Nico Olvia, she was doing her thing, trying to like she went outside the island to try to find, poneglyphs and get information for the scholars. She even reported back to let them know that they were coming with the ships. The buster call was gonna come, right? But Nico Robin, from a young age, she had to like really fucking work. Like she had to like hop from crew to crew. Like they knew about her. They were like, we'll act like we're cool with her, but we'll cash in on that bounty. That's an easy move. That's a kid. She had to like run around for 20 years. And even when she found the straw hats, she was still like, I don't want to be a burden on these youngsters. They're gonna like die because of me. Luffy was like, no, you saw my fucking post. You saw that fucking, we on go, we on go. Luffy, she was sold after that. And she has Dome Fruit powers. She even trained a little bit with the Revolutionary Army. Came back to the crew and, we seen her. So I'm basically saying, how this fight's going to go. Strength goes to Nico Robin. Like I said, she has the Devil Fruit powers. So Mommy didn't have, that kind of strength. We don't know if she had hockey or not. Probably not. But we knew she knew how to use a gun. But that's not enough against Robin. Speed, Robin. Robin, she locked in, even pre-time skip, Robin would beat her mother. We got durability going to Robin as well. She has some armament hockey a little bit, or what it looks like armament hockey with the Demonio floor, right? Endurance goes to Nico Robin. She's fought in some, long fights. We don't know about Olvia, probably not. She's more of an escape artist kind of thing. If you ask me, intelligence goes to Nico Robin. Nico Olvia was smart too, but I know Nico Robin, she's always looking for it, and it ain't just the red ones, the like other ones. What did they mean when they said this? And this poneglyph is this poneglyph connected to the one on that island and that island. She's the only one left from her people, so she has to do all this work herself. Experience goes to Robin. Nico Olvia. I don't know. Nico Olvia had her experience too, right? She, met Dragon. I made a theory video about, Luffy and her being, half siblings and shit, right? Checks out to me, but if it ain't true, I don't care. It's just interesting. Um, she has the experience of running from the world government, for 20 years. She did that. She evaded them. She had to, she was with families on islands. She was with other pirates. She had found crocodiles. She was there. She was working that angle. Then she was working the angle with Luffy. But then she, actually joined Luffy. She was sold on Luffy, much like I was after seeing that, right? We know what she's been through and all that, right? She has the experience. Close skills go to Nico Robin. Range skills go to Nico Robin. Recoup goes to Nico Robin. Hacks go to Nico Robin. And then the environment goes to Olvia since they're fighting on O'Hara. But even with all that being said, Nico Robin wins. Low difficulty. We'll say no diff to low difficulty. But be cool on the corner and let me know what you think about that in the comments below.